All right, boys and girls, hope you're continuing to have a great day. In the last video, we were talking about our blends, and you were working on 147 with some blends on the front. Those are our new L blends, where we're taking a letter and blending it with the O sound. I also have the poster that has our L blends on here. We see the blah, cla, fla, gla, pla, sla signs, so we can continue to practice them. And then I thought it'd be kind of fun is I have some little bitty pictures, and they have our blend sounds at the beginning. For example, I have a picture of a plant. Can you hear the pla at the beginning and figure out what blend that is? Pla. Can you hear that? It's that PL, pla. Let's try another one. This one, you might eat these. It's kind of hard to tell with this one, but it should be a plum. Do you hear the PL sound? Plum. Okay, so we had PL, plant, and plum. This one, I know you guys know what it is. Plain. PL, plain. These are cute. Look at these little. Dad might have some of these. These are called pliers. And plunger. All right, so those were some PL items that make the PL blend sound. Plunger. Can you say those with me? Plum, plain, pliers, and plant. All right, all of those made the PL, pla. All right, I bet you guys did a great job on those. You want to try another one? How about I take the F and the L and put it together and make a fla. That's the F and the L. All right, don't want to do that upside down. F and L. See if you can say these with me. Oh, this is cute. Flamingo and flag. All right, those are the two I have for FL. Fla. Say those with me again. Flamingo and flag. FL. So we've done PL, pla, FL, fla. And let's look at, upside down, GL, gla. Okay, it's got that G sound. Oh, this is really cool. Look at that. A globe. It's a little smaller than the globe we have in our classroom. Globe. Make sure you get that G sound at the beginning of that blend. We use a lot of this in class. Glue. You can even see the GL there. Glue. Be sure you're saying these with me and that you're hearing those blend sounds. Globe, glue. Oh, this is fun. We like this. Glitter. Can you say that? Glitter. Oh, look at these. Should Miss Paris wear these? Glasses. I actually have my glasses. GL, gla. And last one, glove. We use those in the wintertime a lot, didn't we? Gloves. All right, so those are just a few items to go along with our new blends that we're learning. Pla, fla, and gla. PL, FL, and GL. Mom and Dad, as you're looking around the house, if you see those items or anything that has those blends, just always a good reinforcement for learning those blends, making those sounds, making sure they hear them, and when they're reading them, they're putting those blends together. All right. Well, boys and girls, hopefully this morning you've listened to our read aloud, Little P. What a great story. You've worked on your handwriting about If You Were Green. Cannot wait to see what you come up with if you were green. You've worked on your reading, hopefully, some tricky words. You're continuing to read. And right now, I want us to look at our math page, all right? Our math page, 99 and 100. Mom and Dad, you probably noticed we're doing some of these pages out of order, just kind of go along with, depending on what skills we've talked about already. So you probably notice that as you're going through. But boys and girls, if you listen, I'll hold up the paper and tell you the number that we're working on. Just like always, we're going to put our first and last name at the top. I'm sure you guys are doing a great job doing that, remembering that finger space in the middle. Again, we're starting off with addition. Add them up, add them up. We have a really cool song that we do about add them up, joining together. And just like I mentioned yesterday, these should be quick and very good about those. Today, instead of the number after, you're going to see that they're wanting the number before. Now, sometimes this can be a little tricky, Mom and Dad. So you might have to remind them before and after. Sometimes those can get a little confusing. Do a few examples, something that's before. A lot of times I use the water fountain line. We're standing in front. Who's in front of us getting a drink first? Who's after us? Before and after. Kind of go over those words maybe before you start talking about them in terms of number. Just a quick reminder. We've done it before, but might need some reminders on that, before and after. I'm going to skip the clocks for just a second. Down here, you'll see a price tag on an airplane, 25 cents, and they have to draw nickels. Of course, boys and girls, nickels, how much is a nickel? Oh, I hope you said 5 cents. 5 cents is a nickel, and you have to draw nickels that would make up to 25. Remember, nickels is counting by fives, and I put a link on the classroom where you can count by fives. There's a little exercise, kind of get your body moving, counting by fives. So I know you know how to do that. Mom and Dad, when we draw money, we usually just draw a circle. They can color it silver, gray, or use their pencil. It's gray. When I do it, a lot of times I put in, if I'm doing dimes and nickels, I'll put an N so they know it's a nickel, or even a 5, just to kind of help them remember. But again, just how many nickels does it take to get to 25 cents? And the back, again, more addition. Writing our numbers by tens. Boys and girls, those are all the days Zero the hero came. So you know they're all going to have a 0. He came all the days. And on the classroom link, there is a climbing the mountain by tens. Great practice on remembering to count by tens. Those are our families we've learned. 1 family, 10 family, 20, all the way to 100. Mom and Dad, these, again, review. Should have no problems doing. Pennies and nickels, again, counting by 1. This one is super easy. The boys and girls know copper brown is a penny worth 1, and the nickel, of course, is 5. Again, just a quick reminder, those are nickels, not dimes. When you see it on the paper, sometimes it's a little harder. The one I did want to go back to is clock. Now, we have learned how to tell time to the hour. We did that quite some time ago. It might need a couple of reminders, but they should be doing fine on telling time to the hour. You might need to remind them a couple of things. First of all, that the hour hand is the short hand and the minute hand is the long hand. I know nowadays with phones and looking at the microwave, the alarm clocks, sometimes we see a lot of digital, but it's still important that the kids learn how to tell time using this kind of a clock to the hour. Again, we've done, today I want to start talking a little bit about half past or 30. And this would be a new skill. So first go back, boys and girls, and look at our clock if you have forgotten. And I'm going to try to move that video back so you can see. If you remember our clock, and we even made a clock, you might still have it at home. But our clock always has 12 numbers on it. And the hour hand always points to the hour. And what we've learned so far was just putting the minute hand on the 12. And we said that would say 2 o'clock. Boys and girls, if you remember, we would do that. And then we would take and we would write 2 o'clock by taking 2, remember that dot, dot, always separated it, and then o'clock was just a 0 and a 0. Okay? 2 o'clock matches our clock. And we did that, and all we have learned so far is we move that 3 o'clock. Can you say that with me? Now I'm going to move it a little bit, and I want you to see if you can say, what time is it? Okay? Can you say what time that is? I bet you can. These are easy. You probably said 5 o'clock. Can you do this one? 8 o'clock? 10 o'clock? Again, I know these are easy. You guys are probably thinking, Miss Ferris, we already know how to do this. This one might get a little tricky because they try to hide it behind there. Both the hour and the minute hand are pointing, and if you remember, we said this is 12 o'clock. All right? And the last one I'm going to do, because again, I know this is super easy for you guys, was when the hour hand was down there, but the minute hand always stayed up here. Whoops. Sometimes it slides a little. 6 o'clock. And I know you guys know those. Now, Mom and Dad, what would be a new skill on this page down there on the purple clock is when they start moving the minute hand. And that is not something we've done yet. So it would be a good idea to practice counting by fives a few times before you work on that. Boys and girls, these are in groups of 5. So instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I would count them by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. All the way around because there's 60 minutes in an hour, but I counted by 5s. That's why that's another reason counting by 5s, just not for counting by 5s, but nickels are 5s, and of course on the clock, increments of 5. So a few times of practicing of moving this. Now, boys and girls, as I move the hour hand, I'm just going to start here on 8 o'clock. As I move the minute hand, the hour hand's going to move a little bit. It's not going to stay exactly on 8 like it does with 8 o'clock. It can't. It's got to move too. So as I move this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you probably noticed this moved a little bit. Now on my pretend clock, it might not move as much as on the real clock, but it's not going to stay exactly on the 8. It's going to move a little bit. It might even get a little bit between. That's okay. But what I'm looking at is my clock went from 8 o'clock, and I counted by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. My hour hand moved, and now instead of 8 o'clock, my time is going to change. So because my time changed, I have to write it differently. Instead of 8 o'clock, that looked like this, looks like this, 8 o'clock, I moved that minute hand and it became 8. That stays the same. My dots stay the same. I still need my dots, but instead of 0, 0 for o'clock, it's now 8:30. So when I would write this time, I would write 8. It's not exactly, and Mom and Dad, this can get a little confusing sometimes. That doesn't stay right there, and they want to say 9:30. So sometimes we can say it's 8:30. A lot of times we don't use that verbiage. We say 8:30, but if it kind of helps them understand, it's not quite 9 o'clock, boys and girls. Remember, it's not all the way there to 9 o'clock. It's 8:30, and we'll continue to practice this. This would be a new skill, half past. O'clock, telling time to the hour, they should know and be super quick on that. Maybe a little bit of review since we haven't done that for a while, but that is a skill we learned before Christmas, telling time to the hour. But now we need to work on moving that down to the half past. Again, counting by 5s is super helpful on that. And that just takes a lot of practice. I will put a link on the classroom of a video to kind of help. Anything with music and video movement does help, but a lot of practice on that. If they still have that clock that we made, that would be super helpful. Or again, they could make something like on a paper plate too. I know that kind of gets to be a big project, but something where they can move those hands is super helpful, working on telling time to the hour, and then of course the half past or blank 30 is the words that we usually use. So hopefully that will kind of help. There's only one example on this page. This is something we would practice on the smartboard and using our our pretend clock. But again, new skill, half past, but definitely telling time the hour. After a couple practices, they should do fine. So hopefully that is helpful. All right, boys and girls, that's all for Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day. Continue to do your very best for mom and dad. Work hard, and I'll connect with you again tomorrow. Take care. Love you.